p.m. This meeting is being held on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We extend our gratitude to those who came before us and have called this ancestral land home for generations. We respect and honor the treaties, reaffirm our relationships with one another, and move forward together in a spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. And may I have a mover that the agenda for the March 11, 2024 meeting be approved as amended and attached to the form, a part of the said minutes. Right here? Yeah. Okay, 10.2.2, transfer from reserve dash 2024 heliport. Right here. Oh, right here. All in favor? Okay. Sorry. Oh, yes, right. I will follow my. Do we have any conflicts of interest tonight? We know of. No? No? Right. That the minutes of the February 26, 2024 regular meeting of council be approved as presented.
You're posting that.
Yeah.
This here too, right?
Mayor Zacharias?
No, not today.
Sorry, folks. And then do we go directly to the RCMP now? We go directly to the RCMP. Okay. We are going to move to the RCMP and planning report. And we did receive some correspondence from the local RCMP asking for our recommendations on what they would like us to see as priorities in our community for the next fiscal year. And they've identified that safety, three main categories. Number one being safety of the public, aggressive trafficking of offenders, and traffic enforcement and safer roads. So they have a DAP program, which is a formal operational plan, which stands for Detachment Action Plan. And so I just wanted to ask the councillors this evening, are we prepared to discuss this evening, or would we like to invite Mr. Osmakov to a meeting to discuss it? They would like us, they would like to have something in writing from us by March 22nd, and I know the weeks are rolling by. This is something that we've done in the past. Yes.
I think we tabled this at last meeting that we could.
We did.
All have a thought, what we wanted to put on here outside of their own voice, right? Which they've already mentioned, which you've already brought up.
So, I mean, they certainly will continue with the three goals that they have: safety, aggressive trafficking of offenders, and traffic enforcement and safe roads as their main priorities. I just wondered, was there any thought to what else? I know they have big shoes to fill, and they're very busy. Yes.
I'd like to see them and us work on communication mostly. Lots of times good things are happening, it's just not being communicated well to the public. And I think that with some assistance from council, from the town, we can see that improve. So some of this can get out to the public a little easier or in different formats. Obviously, there's lots of things they can't do, but I think there's quite a bit that we could be doing.
They did have a open forum. That was a couple of summers ago already, wasn't it?
Yeah, an open house.
An open house.
We are an open house, so public meeting.
Yeah.
So maybe we could have them there too. If they were on that.
Anything else?
I'm not sure if this would fall into more traffic safety or if it's just, we don't see or haven't seen in a while any roadside stops. Checking drivers, I guess, for impairment of the alcohol or drugs or what it may be. I know over the years, you always used to see a whole bunch of roadside setups. I haven't seen any in years, so I'm just wondering if stop doing them or they're just doing them randomly, but.
Well, they were in the statistics. I don't know if we're sleeping when they're doing them or I'm not sure.
But I don't know if that would fall under whatever one of their categories or that's above and beyond.
Well, traffic enforcement and safer roads, so.
But usually they bring in the van and everything else and I think it's more, they bring in more manpower. I don't know, it wouldn't hurt to,
Sure.
it wouldn't hurt to add one. Stats are fairly bad in Saskatchewan for DUI.
Okay. Okay, so we have communication between us and council and the community and side for checking for DUIs and impaired, I guess, impaired.
Check stop.
Check stop. Impaired drivers. So can we all agree that those are two priorities that we'll send forward?
The one that they already have listed here. They have the drug traffic list, and they have everything else listed, so.
Okay. So all in favor?
Be a little louder, sure.
Oh, sure.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. That's usually not a problem for me. You bet. All right. That the financial report for March 11th, 2024 be received as presented. All right. And all in favor? Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Any questions?
I will have a
I'm going to check my notes here to see if I have any questions. Yes, Jeff.
Just in regard to the All North Consultants and the Abbott, just both on the Evergreen. Will those feasibility studies or some of that information be ready for budget on Thursday? Because that's obviously going to be impactful. So that's just what I wanted to know.
We won't have numbers by Thursday. I have some information and I can present the initial kind of discussions we've had with them. I am hoping to have numbers by the end of March.
Okay.
So we've allocated some budget towards kind of what we visualize will be an amount we need.
Yeah, I think there'll need to be a lot of budget into that.
Yeah.
All right.
I have noticed, and it's just a question, and I know we can't force people to do it, but I noticed that our postage is really high, and I'm assuming that's for sending out statements. What percentage would you say people do their business online with us? Do you have a?
I don't have a number, but it is relatively small.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any way we can
We do put it in
Yeah, I
our
know you do.
newsletter
Yeah.
periodically, reminding people to.
Anyway, that was the only question. Yeah. That the financial report for March 2011 be received as presented. All in favor? Okay, that the reports of senior administration, as administrative officials recorded as items 10.1 to 10.2.5 be received and filed. Bruce? All right. Okay, all in favor? Sorry, folks. So the first row here.
Learning curve.
It is. It seems so easy from the sidelines. That the CAO monthly report be received and filed. All in favor? Oh, and we'll get you to speak about that, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't have, it's not a huge report. We've been deep in discussions for budget, to have a budget proposal for council later this week. We've kind of wrapped up our union negotiations, and that'll be coming here later in this meeting. I've attended a couple of fire partners meeting. I joined the mayor in a meet and greet with the deputy mayor from Cadet and their CAO. And we met with the RM of Nipawin to kind of begin discussions regarding our boundaries. I just wanted to say I've received a number of compliments from people in the community about our snow removal over the past couple of weeks. I just wanted to share that with council that I've received quite a few compliments, and we share them with our staff absolutely.
Oh, my back alley's even done.
So, great. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's all in favor? Does anybody have any questions? Sorry. All in favor of the report? Okay. That the Leisure Services Department monthly report be received and filed. Johnson?
Thank you. So we've had a busy month. We're actually already preparing for the summer season. So we're getting the rec guides ready, swimming lessons, play program, all of our summer stuff are getting prepared. We have had a busy time with budget and preparing budget for council. We did hold February break activities at the Evergreen Center. So we did have 85 participants at the glow party, around 100 at the movie date, and 64 for the mini sticks tournament. So that is a program that we continue to see really good numbers at. So we'll continue to offer it. We did have some discussions with the regional park once we had the snow come about whether or not we were going to groom the trails throughout the Evergreen and the regional park. They decided to do a little loop in the regional park and one up at the high school for the high school students, which I assume both will be melted at this point in time. So we will not have cross-country ski trails this year. There's just not enough snow and not enough time. That would be about it, unless there's any questions.
I know I've asked you this before, Chelsea. I can't remember. Has somebody bid on the boiler?
No. That went to tender twice, maybe 3 times. We did not receive bids. So it is part of that feasibility study and would likely be addressed in phase 1 of that project if we're able to go forward. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All in favor? Or is there any other questions? I'm sorry. Do you have a question?
No, I was voting.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll get this right by the end, folks. All in favor? Okay. That the Operations and Engineering Services Department monthly report be received and filed. Okay. All right. Amy?
Yeah.
Would you like to speak to your report?
Oh, okay.
Or is your mouth too sore?
No, it's fine, and I do apologize, I got a
No
mouthful of, jaws, so I'm just trying to stumble through this.
Sure.
So anyway, yeah, it's been a very busy, last month, last couple months doing budget. I'm still having problems receiving quotes on a lot of items, but that again is for Thursday. Some really good news, we got a letter from the government stating that our water treatment plant is officially, that project is officially completed. Everything is done. If the government decides to do an audit, they will contact us, and then of course you'll have to assist with that. But everything as of right now is complete, and all payments have been made, so it's been an ongoing project for quite a few years. Another thing, we got to use our snow blower here when we had that snow. I'm not sure if any of you got to see it in action. We're loading truck, about every minute to 2 minutes, we load a truck. How long it takes, and I got some really positive feedback from the workers there that they feel it's a lot safer in the traffic because they're not moving their heads around, or we're always looking for people trying to get in front of them. That's one straight full, so that's good. They did an extremely good job, and they only get better with time experience, right? Because they only did this first time, so that was good. Another thing is been working really closely with Twin Lakes regarding the heliport. We had some meetings with SHA and with Twin Lakes about it. It seems to be going good. We'll wait and see how it turns out here in the next little while, but fingers crossed, we'll get breaking ground here this spring. That's okay.
Great. It's really exciting that the water treatment plant is,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
And that was I believe, over a $6 million project.
Altogether 22 and a half.
Oh, 22 and a half.
Yeah, we took
Wait,
6
What
million
was the six?
just from the provincial.
The provincial, yes, sorry, I'm sorry, that's right. You're right too. Yeah, pardon me. That's a mistake. Yes, Jeff.
And does that include the wells we added on too? Only 2 million, right? How many wells was that again?
We got 6, but we refurbished 8.
Wow.
Well, we refurbished 2 and built 6 new ones.
So it's a good redundancy on our water.
Yeah, yeah, we're good now for, well, knock on wood for a long time.
We got lots of water.
Yes, that's right.
Councillor Chinoka.
Just a question. What government sent the letter? They got,
Government of Saskatchewan.
oh, okay, because she didn't sign the government of Saskatchewan. They got 2 letterheads on the top.
Yeah,
and
I seen that too.
Yeah, so I was kind of confused on who sent the letter.
Yeah, I've been dealing with Erin, her name is Erin Taves, I think. Yeah, I just have to, yeah, I've been dealing with the whole project.
And will there be a plaque? There was a mention about a
Well,
plaque
it says
to
if the
recognize.
town would like to
Yes,
put a plaque in, we can.
they want to be mentioned.
Yes, but they have a long time ago, and the previous mayor, she cut the ribbon there, I think, before I got here.
Right. Okay, any other questions? Okay, all in favor of the report? Moving on, that the fire department monthly report be received and filed. All right, Mr. He's gone.
He got a call.
Okay, so we'll just bypass that.
Unless anybody has questions, I can take them down and get back to you if they need.
So I'll get my notes here. Thank you. So, all in favor? And the Protective Services Department monthly report be received and filed. While he's not here.
He's the same. If anybody has any questions, I can answer them or.
Any questions? Okay. All in favor of the report? Okay. The council hereby approves a transfer to reserves in the amount of $30,000 in 2023 to a new emergency measures reserve for future use.
I can speak to that. This was included in the report at the last meeting and it was missed in the resolution, and I apologize for that. The emergency measures plan, now that we have by law enforcement emergency measures officer, we will be doing that plan in-house as much as we can. So there may be some equipment that we need to purchase. There may be some, so we're requesting that we put that $30,000 that was budgeted last year to a new reserve for future use for emergency measures.
Any questions, Sheldon?
Is there a timeline on when we'll have something in place or something? Or is there something already in place or?
He's working on it right now. He's deep into it and he's got quite a bit of it completed. As soon as he's got the final touches, then we will schedule some tabletop exercises with council. Shouldn't be too much longer.
All in favor? The council hereby approves the following transfer from reserve $50,000 from the Heliport Reserve for payment to Twin Lakes District Planning Commission. Would you like to-
Maria, speak to that.
Okay,
Sure.
thanks, Maria.
So in 2023, we had budgeted $50,000 for a donation to the Heliport project. And this is just requesting that we move those funds from reserve so that that payment can be properly allocated.
And the payment was made, the check was issued to,
Right, the
and
check
this
was
is just
issued.
moving it in the books too.
Okay. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. The council hereby approves the list of lands in arrears dated March 1st, 2024, containing those properties which, with property tax arrears as of December 31st, 2023, and that any property with tax arrears of $500 or less shall be excluded from the tax enforcement process at this time, and that administration is hereby authorized to advertise the list of lands in arrears and carry out such duties as provided for in the Tax Enforcement Act. Will you speak to that?
Sure.
Thank
So
you.
this is just an annual exercise that is done typically at this time of the year. So I don't think there's anything that's new or out of question in regards to what's normally done. So if there are any questions, I can field them. Otherwise, I think it's wonderful.
Any questions from council? All in favor? Thank you. That council of the town of Nipawin approve the consolidation of lot 6, block 10, plan CC 7025 and lot 7, block 10, plan CC 7025 on the condition a home addition is constructed in accordance with the plans provided January 18th, 2024, and that the lots may be consolidated through ISC at the expense of the applicant. And
I can speak to this. Mr. Herringque unfortunately is home ill tonight.
Okay.
I believe his report is pretty clear and contains the information council would need. The applicant is proposing to construct a home addition to enlarge the home and build an attached garage, which would put the building to extend over the two lots. So they would like to combine the two lots into one, as the house will be on both lots now.
any other questions? Any questions, I should say? All in favor? That council of the town of Nipawin approve the consolidation of lot 14, block 7, plan AO 4056, lot 15, block 7, plan AO 4056, and lot 16, block 7, plan AO 4056, as renovations have resulted in the two buildings becoming one building, and that the lots may be consolidated through ISC at the expense of the applicant.
Again, I believe his report speaks to everything council will need to know. It's been two buildings that over the years renovations have happened, and it is now one building. And SAMA, our assessment agency, has suggested that those two tax roll numbers be combined, as it is absolutely one building now. It's no longer two separate buildings.
Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. That the reports of standing and special committees recorded as 11.1 to 11.1.3 be received and filed. Does anybody from the committee want to speak to this, or?
This is just that. This is just the generic.
Oh, the generic
heading
one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All in favor? Okay. Whereas the town of Nipawin considers pedestrian safety a priority along Railway Avenue, and having considered the options presented, resolves that council of the town of Nipawin deny their request to fill in the boulevard with concrete as it encourages parking along the 200 block of Railway Avenue East, and that the town wants to discourage parking along this block face as the paved surface of the road is narrower than other block faces on Railway Avenue. Parking should be directed to a joint use parking area to the southwest, or to the designated town parking area west of the 200 block of Railway Avenue, and that the town will install pedestrian crosswalk signage at the intersection of Railway Avenue East and 2nd Street East, and that the town will prioritize installing a sidewalk ramp at the intersection of Railway Avenue East and 2nd Street East. Can I have a mover for that? Would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, so it's an area where the truck route is. It bottlenecks in that 200 block. It's already very narrow. If we decided to park cars on that street, you'll even get narrower. When right across the road of the place that wants that parking, there's a big parking lot. There is a crosswalk there. It's just, again, there's no ramp and there's no signage, but that way we'll do. But I just feel like it's not safe as it's being our truck route, that somebody opens the door and gets hit by one of them trucks because it's already narrow.
Questions? All in favor? Thank you. That council agrees to provide 2 free Saturdays at the landfill in spring of 2024 for residents of the town of Nipawin, and that stipulations be placed on what is accepted as part of the free days program. Person to put it on the table? How's your mouth?
Yeah, I can talk to this.
Thank you.
So the group has in the committee meeting would like to have 2 free days at the landfill for people that need to do some cleanup in their yard. I will be working with Paul and the bylaw officer, or the fire chief and the bylaw officer, on what days will work for us. We're still planning on doing the spring cleanup. We do that for the week, the first Monday or Tuesday after the May long weekend. So that's still in play. and this is just an additional 2 more days. We will be making stipulations on what comes in there. And once we do all that, we'll advertise and make it happen.
Any questions? Yes, Ms. Sheldon. Councilor.
Just for clarification, we had quite a long discussion at this, our operations meeting, which was good. There was a lot of back and forth on the discussion. Just to clarify though, this is not that the town is coming to pick up your stuff. This is just for the citizens to take their stuff,
That's
correct?
correct. That's correct.
I got clear.
Yeah, we will not be picking up anybody.
Councilor Stewart.
Town Nipawin residents, I believe it says on here, so that's confirmed. And is there any way of being able to get a cost for this in case some of our other neighbors want to do that we may be able to? Charge themselves,
We can keep track of what comes in there,
get an
but
idea.
who knows what's gonna come in, right? We have to make our stipulations, and then, after we make our stipulations, we can keep track of exactly what comes in there, and I can have that information for you after it's completed.
Yeah, I know that after it's completed, but
Yeah.
we might get requests from other municipalities to do a free day, and I don't think that's our taxpayers should pay for that. So,
No, I agree.
so just one step ahead of you, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Any questions? All in favor? The council agreed to hold a public meeting to provide information regarding topics such as the dog park, the new fire bylaw, and the heliport.
I can speak to it unless one of the committee members would prefer to.
Oh, you can go ahead,
All right, so council had originally at the last council meeting in-camera portion of the meeting, made the decision to go ahead with the location chosen for the dog park. And at discussions, at the last committee meeting, at the operations committee meeting, they agreed to hold a public meeting to provide more information and allow the public to come to the public meeting. And at the same time, we would piggyback on that and provide some information about the heliport, the new fire bylaw. Yeah, so we will be, if council approves it, we will hold a public meeting regarding the dog park.
Any questions? Councilor Stewart.
just one, like the idea, could we go a step further at the RCMP, because we get a lot of questions in there if they're available.
Absolutely.
Anything else you can think of?
Anything else? Are we all in favor? I think that's a great suggestion. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope, I was already voting. You said, are we all in favor?
Okay, great, thank you.
Ms. Sorensen, I forgot to mention one thing on my report. Can I do that now, or is that too late?
If council
that's
is,
for sure.
Okay, I just want to let everybody know that the government approved our scope change for the landfill. So that's going to be going out for tender shortly as well.
Wonderful.
We're just talking with the engineering company and got to get a few things clarified, and then we'll be putting that out for tender. Hopefully breaking ground this spring.
We'll have some stuff in budget for that, I'm guessing.
Sure.
Great, thank you for that. And we move on to communications. We move on to the communications. That the communications reported as item 13.1 be received and filed.
in the previous resolution. You just vote on that.
Pardon?
You just vote on.
Okay, all in favor? That council hereby approves the local QP 777-01 collective bargaining agreement for the period January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2026, and that the mayor and the CAO are hereby authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the town of Nipawin. Would you like to speak to that? Or?
I can speak to that. We actually had a really positive negotiation period with the bargaining committee, and the proposal that we have brought is that 10% over 3 years, so 4%, 3%, and 3%, and then the payout of the unused sick time credits would be reduced to being paid out after 20 years and paid out on a basis of 50% rather than 15 years and 60%. So that takes some liability off of the town's books. And yeah, those are really the only changes. We cleaned up some language so that things are clear and black and white, and took some ambiguity out of the agreement. So the union has signed off on it. They voted. They're in favor of it.
Yes.
And the percentage increase is comparable to what other unions have been.
It is. We reached out to a number of municipalities, and it's within this. Yep.
Questions? All in favor? Thank you. The council hereby agrees to increase the out-of-scope staff salaries by the same percentage rates as the QP 777-01 collective bargaining agreement. 2024, 4%, 2025, 3%, 2026, 3%.
And again, in the past history has been that our out-of-scope staff follow the QP increases. However, that's up to council decision tonight, but that's what we discussed in camera at the last meeting, so that's what we proposed here.
Any questions?
So it's nothing saying we have to follow the QP.
You don't have to, that's been our past practice.
But is that a good practice? Considering some of the wages?
I think it's a fair practice that all the staff receive the same.
We did discuss it and agreed.
Yeah, I never.
Well, most of us agreed.
Yeah.
You can vote against it.
Mhm. All right, so I'll ask a question. All in favor? Against the motion? Carried. At the regular council meeting of March 11th. Oh, super. Hang on, sorry. Okay. Oh, no. We and here. Right, sorry, you bet. Can we just do the round table? Starting with Mrs. Councillor Beck.
Attended a regional park meeting. Nothing really to report, anything more on it. Wasn't any big changes. Yeah, we do have golf carts coming in, new ones. I guess that is big.
Golf carts?
Golf carts, yeah, new golf carts.
Okay.
Discussion about a lease with the RM.
Are those to replace, are the new golf carts to replace older ones?
Yes.
In addition?
Oh no, to replace old ones.
Okay. That's okay.
Myself just attended the meeting with the RM, the land expansion.
Okay.
I attended the meeting with the RM regarding boundaries and also attended the operations meeting on March the 6th. Much heard everything that we discussed at the operations meeting here.
RM meeting,
Okay.
I'm able to make it to the Twin Lakes. I found the buyers, so lots of fun.
Mhm.
I'm not the only one in town. I go to the looks of it.
Right. I attended the RM meeting as well with the town of Milford councilors and also a heliport meeting. And we have broken the committee into a few different subcommittees. And we are going to be doing some fundraising. We haven't made any decisions on what we're going to be doing, but you can look for that in the near future to continue our fundraising for the heliport. So it's exciting. It's going to happen in 2024. So.
Fingers crossed, please.
Yes, please. Please, please, please. Yes.
Then we'll be around.
Okay. Do I ask? Okay. Is there any questions from the agenda that were discussed this evening from the public forum? Did everybody hear me? Are there any questions from the gallery regarding what was on the agenda this evening? If so, we'd like to hear you now. No? Okay. So that the regular council meeting of March 11th, 2024 be closed with myself and the chair pursuant to section 122A of the Municipalities Act and citing exemptions contained in the Local Authority Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act under section 17, economic and other interests, and the time is 7:43 p.m. So that takes care of the open portion of our meeting, and we will now start the